What river dance is to Ireland, the tap dogs are to Australia, a unique export of homegrown dance and down-under humour. These working-class blokes in big hefty boots have taken their dance act around the world, playing to sell out audiences. They are so popular, there's now 4 separate troupes of them, amazing audiences everywhere from New York to Shanghai, Milan to Bombay. From out of the steel city of Newcastle, these top dogs of dance have borrowed tricks from the factory floor to create a show like no other. They dance on a set that looks like Steel City. And in the flannel shirts and work boots, they look more like steel workers than dancers. Is there a lot of Newcastle in the show?
Yeah, I think so. There's a bit of, yobbo in it, for sure. When I originally picked the original batch of guys for it, I really wanted that roughness. That's what's been so good about it. You get these rough bricklaying type of blokes who are up there tap dancing, and they're tap dancing well as well.
It's Dean Perry's dream come true. A tap show with the heart and soul of his hometown. Industrial strength dance. Blue collar cool. And a fair bit of Aussie larrikin.
We actually got stuck for a step. You've got that wall there and you've got all these legs coming down here, and we're sitting there going, and I just got stuck for a moment and went, oh, no, look, have a wee, mate, have a wee. And so we did. And it was funny. It was funny for us when we were doing it. We didn't know it was going to be funny for an audience.
I'm not going to ask you how you do that one.
Oh, it's all real.
It's real.
Yeah.
Where did you get the idea for that one? Newcastle pubs.
Before he found fame with his feet, Dean was using his hands in a Newcastle factory.
At the time, there was plenty of jobs there, plenty of apprenticeships to get into. So I took on a fitter and turner one. But there was Boilermakers, sign writer apprenticeships going all the time, engineering jobs. So
And did you finish that? Did you become a fitter and turner?
I got my certificate and did my 4 years. Yeah.
This place looks just like the theatre seat.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
The pulleys, this ladder here.
Yep, a lot of inspiration's obviously been drawn here. We've got a thing in the show that resembles a locomotive. We've also tapped through one as well.
Dean Perry never forgot the sights and sounds of his workplace. These were the tools of his trade, and they still are.
Are they real sparks that are flying?
They're real, yeah, they're real. They're real power tools. And I don't think I've fulfilled what that can be done with power tools yet. We're going to try and get more into the power tool area.
So what's
That's
next?
only a touch.
Jackhammers?
Jackhammers, everything. Everything I can lay my hands on, basically.
He can make music anywhere, find the rhythm in everyday sounds. And his feet are his instruments. Was Dean a standout? Was his talent obvious even when he was a little boy?
The first estate that he went in, he competed in 3 sections and he won the 3 of them.
How old was he when he started out?
4, yes, and had beautiful feet, beautiful sounding feet, beautiful tapping. Other mums would say if they were dressing their children to compete that they didn't have to look up. They could hear who was on the stage because he had musical feet. He made music with his feet.
Yvonne Perry gave all 4 of her kids dance lessons. But Dean and his younger brother Sheldon were the golden boys.
And this is the treasure chest.
This is some of them.
And where are these from? These are all Stedfords?
All the Stedfords, yes.
What if we could do this well in the Olympic Games?
It'd be great, wouldn't it?
Was Sheldon the same? Was he a natural when he started
Exactly the same. Incredibly. Exactly the same.
Sheldon Perry is now starring in one of the 4 touring companies of tap dogs. Dean affectionately calls them tap puppies.
You had to pretend that one wasn't better than the other, right?
Always and still do.
Still do?
Oh, definitely.
Oh, right.
Definitely.
Well, Dean, who is the better dancer?
Sheldon.
And Sheldon, who is the better dancer?
Yeah, me. Put your foot in it. If he's got to go letting his guard down like that, he's never done it.
So the whole thing starts here and travels its way over to there.
Okay.
Yeah, here we go. Right, so
When Dean left Newcastle to make his name in hits like 42nd Street and Hot Shoe Shuffle, he didn't forget his kid brother.
Don't.
I was still in Newcastle working for Dad, driving trucks for a living, which I really enjoyed at the time. But he was on my back about getting down. He said, "Con, you got to make the move down to Sydney, mate, and you got to start this if you want to be involved in this business." And so I haven't turned back from there. And he got me going in that sense.
What are you doing here?
What are you doing?
Hey?
Working hard.
Yeah.
Start on it.
Their old man, Des, still runs that truck yard in Newcastle.
I had him just about taught and had him going good, and then he nicked off on me too.
Because of him.
Yeah, because of him.
Pop him if you look.
He rang up one day and said, "I've got a job for you." So that was it. He said, "Pop, I'm off. I'm gone."
New York, a city that likes its tap in top hats and tails. Yet here, for a 6-month sellout season, these self-styled yobbos from Newcastle have been a huge surprise and a runaway hit.
Take the Americans a bit of time to understand the sort of, the blokey part of it?
I think they enjoy it. I think they actually enjoy it. I mean, they definitely they woo and holler a lot during the show, and I think they do get it. I mean, it's not the same sort of thing that I think they're used to.
It's kind of hard for these Americans to grasp the concept of Australians tapping. You know, it's a weird thing, and so it's a bit.
And in these things?
Yeah.
What do they think of the
money
boots?
stand. They're fascinated. They're like, aren't they heavy? How do you do it? What are they? You know, all these questions, and all they want to do is get you to speak because they want to hear your accent.
5, 6, 5, 6, 7, and. Don't rush. Whoa, rushing. You're rushing. Whoa, don't rush. 5. There's no rush. There's no rush. If you're in London and you're doing this show, you'd rush because the pub's shut at 11.
With bookings from theatres around the United States clamouring for our tap dogs, Dean has put together a local litter.
Yeah? That's it, and walk out of it. Just do that for me, last part.
The hard part is getting American dancers to be Aussie blokes.
And walk.
Yeah, well, you can't actually teach them how to be. I mean, you can only just be as ochre as you possibly can when you're doing rehearsals,
5, 6.
Talk to them rough and play with them that way, and hopefully they'll pick up a little bit of it.
What's that? Statue of Liberty. Let's go. Box me.
Yeah, a little bit of that roughness and try and turn them into Westies basically, which is a hard thing to do.
Let's go.
And then New Yorkers, these kids are New Yorkers, they're they're hip, and yeah, and we're dags basically.
Dean Perry knows where he's from and is proud of it. They may be losing the steelworks, but they won the football this year, and Dean reckons they'll battle on no matter what. It's a tough time for the old town, but in a way, Tap Dogs has really given Newcastle something to cheer about, something to be world famous for.
Yeah, I think so. I'd hope so. Yeah, it's like I say, there's a lot of tap dogs that come from Newcastle. The majority of us do. It's good for those kids, I think, to be out and earning a quid around the world. 5, 6, 7.
Dean is now hard at work on a new show for 98 called Steel City.
7, 8.
It's another hometown homage to working men and women this time. He's written Steel City as a rags to riches story, and it could well be the story of Dean Perry's life. Tap Dogs has made him a wealthy man. How much money is it raked in around the world?
I'm not. The figure. I don't know. I wouldn't actually know. It might be around about. I don't know. It could be anything up to 25 million.
Not bad.
It's certainly not all in my pocket. I can tell you that.
But for a bloke who started out with not too much, you're pretty wealthy.
Yeah. All I've really ever wanted out of life is a house and a car. And I'm getting to the stage where I can get that now, so that's nice.
Do you still remember being broke?
Well, it was only a couple of years ago. Absolutely.
Fancy footwork may have brought fame and fortune, but even if they ended up back here in Dad's truck yard, you know what the Perry boys would be doing.